ni kayak Carney Creek ni Yawonek.
There is nothing to know that hasn't been known before. Only sometimes it seems forgotten.
Whitewater connects me to the wild places. It's how I learn about myself and the space I'm traveling through. On this journey, I learned that the Ktunaxa legend of Yawonek could almost be the story of wilderness itself. We were heading up Dutch Creek in the Purcell Mountains of southeastern British Columbia, one of several routes into the Purcell Wilderness Conservancy. Margie, our guide, has walked, ridden, and skied this area for more than 20 years. Her job is to get us and our kayaks 35 miles up this valley to the glacial source of the Columbia River. Lana, our cook, keeps our bellies full and our spirits high. Jeff, my partner, introduced me to whitewater kayaking. Together we'll paddle down Carney Creek on the other side of the mountains. And this is Jigs the mule. Jigs wasn't sure what to think when we loaded him with kayaks. The river is alive, always changing, always the same, shaping the face of the land, continuing the work the glaciers started. Down here in the lower valley, it's hot in the summer. As we climb further, it gets cooler. These Douglas fir forests give us and everything else some welcome shade. That's where we're heading, up that valley and beyond. It'll take us several days to reach the pass. These weird eroded cliffs are called hoodoos. Margie says the Ktunaxa people call these the bones of Yawonek.
Big
Long, long ago, the waters were deep and connected. The Yawonek swam the rivers that joined the lakes to the sea. If any creature swam too close to Yawonek, he would swallow them whole.
Every corner we turn, brings a new experience. Inside this aspen grove, there's a different world. This charred log marks the edge of a recent burn that opened up the forest. Avalanches continue to maintain the meadow, a perfect place to camp. There's lots of feed in these slide paths, and the nearby forest provides cover and shelter for wildlife.
The other animals were afraid of Yawonek. They made a plan to kill him. A giant threw down part of a mountain and trapped Yawonek. Yawonek was killed. His bones were thrown up on the shore. These bones can still be seen on the banks of the rivers.
Jigs is still not sure about these kayaks. Even Sadie has something to carry.
Whoa, Jigsy! Right on, Marie.
Jigs had Jeff's number from day one. I guess they'll work it out somehow. We're probably the first people foolish enough to pack kayaks up this valley. We keep getting glimpses of what lies ahead of us. When the valley opens up, glaciers and peaks come into view. These charred snags remind us that fires open up and diversify the forest, controlling parasites and stimulating grass and shrubs. This is one of the last roadless valley systems in southeastern British Columbia. When I walk this valley, it's like I step through a web that binds each animal, each plant, even the river itself to the mountains beyond.
Yawonek's spirit rose into the clouds. Spirit children fell to the earth in raindrops that landed on a glacier high above the lake of their father. They went to sleep in the frozen ice.
There's a moment of magic when you break out of the forest into the alpine. We pick up the pace, anticipating the pass ahead. Heather and saxifrage bloom in profusion. Their delicate appearance disguises their strength. They are hardy enough to survive the Arctic climate up here. People call this pass a divide, but to the animals here, it provides an essential connection between two valleys. These last steps to the crest of the ridge, it's like poking my nose over the top of a giant wall, and after all these days, finally seeing the other side. That's Carney Creek below us, the first trickles of water that will take us, in the end, to Kootenay Lake. It's time to say goodbye to Margie and Lana. I hadn't expected to feel quite so alone. But we soon recognized that even up here, we have company. These elk below us are refugees from the summer heat in the lower valley.
Yannick
Grandfather's son melted the snow, and the young spirits of Yawonek awoke. When they awoke, they danced in the sunlight.
Nighttime. We take a deep breath, get our bearings for the rest of the journey. funny. Give a kayaker some water? Any kind of water. Even grass will do. It's slow going dragging the kayaks here. These alders get flattened in winter. But when the snow melts, they spring back up like a living fence. No sign of humans here. The tunnels we follow have been opened by grizzly bear and elk.
When nighttime came, the little Yawoneks looked to the alder trees for a safe place to rest. The alders were friends of the water creatures. They bent low over the water to protect them from the land creatures.
Today, I get to rest my blistered feet in my kayak. The land keeps changing. Animals flourish here. These slide paths provide a salad bar for wildlife. Avalanches pile these trees in the river, creating quiet pools and shelter, and log jams we struggle to cross. It's wetter on this side of the pass. The trees are larger. They block our view of the valley. Only the map hints at what lies ahead. The bears left us a snack of huckleberries. The dipper's song is a familiar part of the river's melody. Hemlock and cedar tower over us, filling the valley bottom. We move as the river moves. Today has been slow and warm. Tonight, we dream of cold, Whitewater. River voices invade my sleep.
Yawonek it's not I get
When the little Yawoneks reached the cedar forest, they were told of a great lake that lay ahead that was once the home of their father. The entrance to the lake was through a deep canyon. The canyon was very dangerous, full of waterfalls and rocks. Going into the canyon, the steep walls tried to trap them. The rocks tried to stop them.
We studied the twisted water, charting a course among the boulders and the bedrock. I grip my paddle tightly going through this stuff. My stomach feels like a big hand is squeezing hard.
Then the canyon was behind them. The lake was straight ahead. It was the ancient home of their father. They were almost there. They were going home.
The end of our journey, Kootenay Lake, the ancestral home of Yawonek. Killing Yawonek was like taming the wilderness, but it hasn't all been tamed. I feel optimistic about its survival. Its spirit will never die. It lives within us all.
Valley, mountain, forest, sky. Everything that has ever been always will be. The land remembers.